So, the first story of the day is going to be involving a movie that's coming out this Friday and has really gotten some rave reviews around um, everything that's been talked about it, and that's Dungeons and Dragons. And so, I wanted to talk about the what I've heard as far as people that have seen it, and so the numbers. So this comes from uh, Deadline, and it says Paramount rolls the dice on Dungeons and Dragons revamp, eyes possible $65 million worldwide opening. Box office preview. Paramount and Hasbro One, with the greatest of intentions, have created an extremely fun, broad audience appealing feature take on the classic RPG role playing game entitled Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, which is already certified at 90% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Not an easy feat with a genre movie of this caliber, and 94% with moviegoers. That's a great sign. Paramount blasted the movie appropriately so out of South by Southwest on opening night to great response, and they've screened the pick extensively, including a partnership with Amazon in the walk up to its opening. So, however, tracking has not been kind to the $150 million production, 50% co-financed by E1, only seeing a $30 to $40 million start stateside. The hope is that the walk-up business of the hot word of mouth will over-index the movie at 3,850 theaters, which inherits all of the premium theaters from Lionsgate's John Wick 4. The previous feature with D&D didn't go so well under a new line, with a $7.2 million domestic opening, 15.4 million more stateside, and another 34 million worldwide 23 years ago. That picture starred a number of fresh faces and also included Jeremy Irons. This version of D&D touts Bridgerton's Rian, I'm mispronouncing, Rian Jean Page, Chris Pine, and the Fast and Furious Michelle Rodriguez. The competition for John Franco Daly's and Jonathan Gilstein's directed movie is Sony's Uncharted, which opened to $44 million worldwide and ultimately made $148.5 million in the United States and Canada, ultimately finishing with a little over $400 million worldwide at $120 million production cost. Sony declared the feature franchise off those results of the big screen off that Sony PlayStation game. And if Dungeons & Dragons can potentially emulate those results, well then, mission accomplished. Official previews in the United States and Canada start Thursday at 3 p.m. So let's talk about this. I think this has got a very interesting audience. Okay. It's one of those things where I haven't played D&D, but I'm sure there are many people out there. As far as comic book fans, I'm sure they're going to be really, really excited for this. Everybody that I have talked to about this has said they loved it. They've absolutely loved it. It is a great time. So I hope this does well. Now, that being said, you have John Wick. And John Wick just absolutely crushed it at the box office last weekend, making over $74 million. So I'm really curious to see if people are going to turn out for this movie, or are they, because John Wick was so good, are they going to go back to see John Wick again? I don't know. That's going to be fascinating to find out. I think all of the big previews that are that have been out has been helping the word of mouth. The fact that it premiered at South by Southwest was another big factor. I do think, though, this has to have a very, very big Friday night. And this has to. Otherwise, yeah, it's not going to be looking so good. If this can make $30 to $35 million or $30 to $40 million, that would be great. That would be fantastic. And John Wick's still making its money, because if this could make that much money, it would be taking money away from John Wick. And so I really think that there's a possibility for it. As I said, The preview showings really helped, and the basic word of mouth and everything else. And I think the early previews. So I'm really curious to see this, um, or see how it does. Um, I doubt this is the one I'll probably go see. I'm probably going to wait one more week, and we'll get double feature in. But nonetheless, what do you guys think? Do you think this looks fun? Did you see the first Dungeons and Dragons movie? Do you think this one's going to be better? Leave me your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll get back to everybody.